Welcome back, people. How are you doing this fine day? I'm making another video about my Galaxy Tab S6. I purchased this tablet directly from Verizon Wireless, from one of their retail stores. With the intention of not using it on Verizon Wireless. So I bought the tablet outright, and it costs a pretty penny, as you might already know. I didn't, like I said, I wasn't planning on using it on Verizon service. So I bought the tablet, and neither the salesperson inside of the retail store nor the customer service person that I spoke to about the tablet, once I had bought it, neither one of them told me that, if you buy a tablet outright and any device outright, and you're not planning on using it on Verizon's network, that the device will not be updated properly. You would have to do self-updates. Verizon will not update the tablet or the phone or whatever you're buying if you buy it outright. I think that is sort of deceptive on their behalf, because if you're spending this kind of money for these devices, they should be upfront about, any problems that you're going to have when you buy the devices. But they're not, I mean, they're a company, and I guess the bottom line is their price, their price points. How much they sell. They're not really concerned whether you're able to update or not update, or if you have any issues or not. Especially once you've bought it outright, they're not concerned with that. So I bought the tablet, and I needed to check for updates, and every time I tried to check for an update, it would tell me that it's having trouble authenticating my device. So you have to connect the device to your computer, whether that is a Windows Mac computer, and do self-updates yourself. Now, I'm pretty much sure that most, if not all, of you guys or girls that's watching this know how to do this. I'm not making a video for something that you don't know how to do, but there's a couple of ways you could do it. You could do it with Smart Switch, which is Samsung's app for these devices and for Windows computers. I think Mac computers also. And I think within the device itself, if you plug it into your computer with the USB cable, you could do check for updates within the device without even using Smart Switch, which is actually what I'm making a video about. Not the Smart Switch application, but doing it from the device itself. So let me unlock this device and we'll get started. Give me a second. Alright, there's the door, she's open. So we're gonna put this tablet to my Windows based machine, and we're gonna do a quick little video and search for any updates that it might have. I actually already updated it once with Smart Switch, and I did not make a video about that, but I'm making a video using the internal update system that the tablet has built into it. And we're gonna, so you go to basically you just go to settings, you scroll down, you look for system updates. You see it right there, system updates. You click on that, and once you get there, it gives you all these options. Now, if you were on Verizon's network or whatever network you purchase your device from, you just hit this, you do a manual update, and you see it says there's checking for new updates. You know, you give it a few minutes, it'll check and it'll check and it'll check. Now, if you own the network that you purchased the device from and there's any updates, actually the updates will be automatic. You wouldn't even have to check. It would automatically push updates to your device directly from a network, you know. But I mean, if you wanted, like me, if you wanted to check manually, you could. But I always check my devices manually, even if I know they do automatic updates from the network. But seeing how this device, this Tab S6, is not on Verizon's network, even though I bought it from Verizon. And like I say, I paid a lot for it. I know I could have probably got it cheaper off of eBay. Yeah, I like shopping on eBay. I have no complaints about shopping on eBay. I could have got it off eBay a whole lot cheaper, way like a few $100s cheaper actually. But the reason why I did not, because at the time I didn't know. You know, you learn something new every day. I did not know that. You know, for anyone out there that is interested in purchasing a device, unless you're really worried about having a U.S. warranty, because I'm based in the U.S. If you're worried about having a U.S. warranty on your device, a lot of times you purchase devices off of eBay and Amazon and Newegg and sites like that. You have to be careful that you don't purchase a international device, because a lot of times they, even if it's new, you see what it says there? Service unavailable. Sorry, we're having trouble authenticating your device. Try again later. And no matter how many times I try to keep getting that message, so I click OK, close that out, because I know it's not going to do it. And then if you look here, what does it say? SIM card is not for Verizon. Of course it's not. Verizon knew I wasn't going to use their service. I told the customer service person that. I told the retail person that I was not going to be on Verizon's network with this tablet. I'll get to that later. But anyway, you have to be careful that you do not purchase an international device, because if you do, it won't have a American warranty. It will not be warranted in the U.S. That's if you care about that. Now, if you don't, let's get to the network side of things. What I found out, and I don't know if any of you know this. Maybe some of you don't do, and maybe some of you don't. But I'm going to tell everybody what I found out, that starting in what year, I don't know, but all newer devices that's coming out from any major network, you hear me? Any major network, all the devices that are coming out from any major network, they will not be carrier locked to that network. You heard me correct. No matter what that banner says, when you cut that device on, it can say Verizon, it can say AT&T, it can say T-Mobile, it can say Sprint, it can say whatever. You're not going to be carrier locked to that network. You might buy it from that network, but I mean, I know that you have CDMA and you have GSM networks. Well, from my understanding, they're trying to do away with CDMA. They say it's weaker. It's a weak network, so they're trying to do away with it. They want everything to be GSM, but so a lot of devices are going to start having dual modems built in. Now, unless you know the specs of the device, you might not be able to find it out. I mean, you probably would be able to find it. And even if you know the specs, they might still not tell you. They might not release that information because they probably don't want people knowing. I'm telling you what I found out directly from, you know, and I will get the customer service reps of Verizon kudos for this information they gave me, because I got this directly from Verizon reps. And not just Verizon, I got it from a couple of other people that's in the cellular industry, that connect phones and that connect tablets and to get you cell service on them. But anyway, I found out that newer devices will not be carrier locked to any one network. It will have that network's banner on the screen, like you saw the Verizon banner on my device. When you cut the device on, you will see that it says Verizon, it says AT&T, it says Sprint, it says T-Mobile. But you can buy that device and buy it outright directly from their store and take it out the door and get it connected to any network that you want it connected to. Now, that's not to say that you will be able to have all the functionalities of the device on the other network. You might be, they might have to work with it to get it to work. Because with my tablet here, It took some trial and error for the person that was connecting their service to it to get it connected. I mean, she had to call the customer service people of the company I wanted my service with, and they stayed on the phone about an hour before they got the tablet connected. But it is connected. I mean, if my phone zooms in, you see it right now, 4G LTE, so it is connected. But it took them about an hour to get it connected. But it's not on Verizon. Is the point I'm trying to make. So newer devices. Now I don't know what year they started. I don't know if it started in 2019. I don't know if it started in 2018. I don't know if it started in 2017. I don't know what year it started. But newer devices will not be net carrier locked. So you know how back in the day when you had to call up to customer service to get an unlock code and do this and that. Yeah, you won't have to do that anymore. And if anybody's telling you have to do that, they're probably just trying to get you to pay some money that you, especially if it's a service, they're probably just trying to get you to pay money that you don't really need to be paying. But this is information. This isn't information that I'm just pulling out of the air. This is information that I got directly from someone at Verizon customer service, and not just a customer service rep, a tech customer service rep. So one of their tech guys told me this, that the newer devices will not be carrier locked. And then something else I found out, I don't know how familiar I don't know if I have any folks from Canada that have watched this video, but I found out in Canada, it's illegal for carriers to lock their devices to carriers. Yeah, you heard right. So if you go to Canada and you buy the Verizon device, you can take it anywhere in Canada to another carrier and get it connected, because Verizon in Canada cannot, not just Verizon, any carrier in Canada cannot lock their devices to that carrier. Basically, I guess the way the Canadian government looks at it is you're trying to strong arm people in the stand with your company. And basically what they're doing. But anyway, so yeah, in Canada, you cannot, phones and devices, whether it's tablets, phones, or whatever, they're not carrier locked. So as soon as you buy a device, you can take it out of the door. I mean, now, when I say buy, I mean buy it outright. I don't mean buy it and get a service contract on it. I mean buy it, pay whatever the retail price is for it, take it out the door, and take it across the street and hook it up at the competition's cheaper service. And it's totally do that. They can't block it. You know they can't block your device from being connected. So once you own it, you can connect it. And I'm talking about in Canada, which it seems to be, it's going to be like that in the U.S. too coming up. You'll be able to buy your device and you'll be able to take it anywhere you want to take it and get it connected, and they can't block it. It'll be illegal for them to do so. Well, at least in Canada, I don't know if it'll be illegal in the U.S. But if they're doing away with that, I mean, whether they're going to make it illegal or not will probably be useless, because if the companies themselves are doing away with it, I mean, they really wouldn't care. I mean, once you pay for the device and you own the device, and I mean, it's a legitimate purchase, I mean, you should be able to connect it with whoever you want. And the way I feel about it, you should be able to get updates from the company that you bought it from. But I guess it makes sense that if you're not on their service and you're not using their SIM card, that they can't update your SIM card. I mean, to me that makes sense. I mean, I understand that from that standpoint how it works. I'm not on Verizon's network, so Verizon can't push updates to my device. The device doesn't even have a Verizon SIM card in it. It has the company that I'm connected to SIM card in it. So I understand. I really do. I mean, I'm not trying to bash Verizon. I understand why they can't send updates, but like I said, they should tell you that. But it's cool they didn't. I mean, I purchased the device. But like I say, if they say hindsight is 20/20. So if I had known before I bought this device that the newer devices are not carrier locked, I just would have bought a device off of eBay and saved a few $100 and just took it where I wanted to go in, because I don't care about the warranty. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not a warranty person. That's the only thing that really, the only other reason that you wouldn't buy it off eBay, if you care about the warranty. I mean, I don't care about the warranty of the device. So I know, I mean, to some folks that might sound crazy as much as you pay for these devices, but I mean, I'm more interested in the connectivity of the device, the mobile connectivity of the device. So as long as I can have it hooked to the internet, get my 4G, as long as I can have that, I don't care about the warranty because I take good care of my devices. I'm filming on my Note 10 Plus. I made a couple of videos about that, putting songs on that. And this is a Tab S6, and I have it inside of a book, a Samsung book cover. I'm a Samsung aficionado. I bought my first Note back when the Note 3 came out, and I still have that Note. And I have it inside a OtterBox case. I have this Note 10 inside of a OtterBox case. So I take care of my devices. And the Note 3 still functions fine. So it's just an older device, and it's older, so the capabilities that it has is not up to par with what this Note 10 has. But the Note 10 and this Tab S, I purchased both of those for business purposes anyway. So I needed newer devices to be able to do that. But anyway, I'm making this video because I can't get updates from Verizon, which is understandable. I'm not on their network, so it makes sense that I can't get updates. My only issue with that is not that I can't get updates from their company, is that neither the customer tech guy or the retail store girl, young lady, I would say, that sold me this tablet, didn't tell me that I would not be able to get updates, which I was clueless about, to be honest, because my Note 3 that I bought, I kept it on T-Mobile's network, so when it was time for updates for it, T-Mobile just pushed the updates to the phone. And the service providers I'm using for both this Note 10 and this Tab S, they're what you call MVNOs. They're mobile virtual network operators. Basically, they're smaller companies that lease space on the bigger companies' towers. Verizon has them, AT&T has them, T-Mobile has them, and Sprint has them. So everybody uses them. Some examples would be, like for T-Mobile, would be Metro PCS. A lot of people like Metro, but Metro is actually, I think they're owned by T-Mobile, but they use T-Mobile's towers. And then you'll find some of the mobile virtual network operators, they use multiple towers, so they don't just use let's say GSM towers. They use CDMA and GSM towers. So if you have a phone that has a dual modem inside of it, and you get on one of those carriers, your phone would be bouncing around. You probably would never, you would never drop service. You would always have service, which is a good thing. So once again, the easy way for me to check for this, I don't really like booting up the Smart Switch app, and so I did use it one time on this Tab S to upgrade it. So I'm gonna try using that right there. That software upgrade use software upgrade assistant. I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna see if it opens up the Smart Switch, or does it do a update directly from the internet, just directly through the tablet itself, without just using internal software from the tablet itself. So I'm going to connect my USB cable now. Give me a second. All right, we're connected. Okay. So, well, people, I'm back. And it's actually a file that has to be downloaded, the software upgrade assistant, and it seems that it's a Verizon only tool. So I find it strange, but So I don't know how that would work. By it being a Verizon only tool, and I'm not on Verizon's network. So we'll see. If it doesn't function right, I'll just delete it. But it has to be downloaded and placed onto your computer. The same as the Smart Switch application. The difference, however, is Smart Switch is exclusively Samsung, and this software upgrade assistant is seems to be exclusively Verizon. But I can verify that. Give me 1 second. Yep, it's exclusively a Verizon only product. But I'm going to test it out to see how well it works, since the tablet is actually purchased from Verizon. So I'm going to test out their software upgrade assistant to see how well it functions. I'm going to unplug the tablet from the computer just in case. You know, it'll be a one test thing. I'll test it out and see how it functions. If it functions better than Smart Switch, I'll use it. But you know, with Smart Switch, you have the option of backing up files and restoring files and things of that nature. Or you could just do that directly from the device itself. So now it's installing the Verizon software grade. Okay, give me my Microsoft Windows pop up again. Okay. I mean, it's installing, so I'm just anxious to check it out and see what message it gives me once I hook it up to the tablet. I mean, it's a 65.1 MB file, so I mean, it's not a big file. Install complete. Okay. We're on to Going to click finish. Let's see what we get. Hold up. Want to check for new software and update your device, plug your device in your computer, choose system, update file, and transfer media file MTP depending on your operating system. Okay. Click exit because I don't need to have this open anymore. So the program itself needs to be updated. The Verizon software upgrade assistant needs to be updated. So we'll let that update itself. And then we'll try updating the Tab S6 again. Okay. All right. So this is the update. So it's installing it again. It updated itself. So it's updating itself first. And then I guess I'll check for an update for the Tab S6. Okay, and we're going to finish it out. All right, it's already connected to the computer, but something crashed. Let's see. Okay, so we'll go back to here and hit the next. There you go, it's checking for updates. Alright, software repair. Software on your Galaxy Tab S6 is up to date. Repairing is only recommended if your Galaxy Tab S6 is very slow and unstable. To repair Galaxy, we need to reset it. And this time won't be able to Galaxy. Your Galaxy is start repair. Nope, I don't need no repair. There's nothing wrong with the way the tab is functioning, so we're going to hit don't repair, and that's it. So that's the video, folks. I mean, we've checked. The tab doesn't need any software because I had already used Smart Switch to update it anyway. So I think if I had to choose between this for Verizon that sells Samsung phones, you see the two names there, pull it back. If I had to choose between Verizon that sells Samsung's phones software, I think I would go with the company that actually makes the device and use that company's software to update their device. So I'm going to be deleting this Verizon's wireless software upgrade assistant because I already have, if you look there, I already have Smart Switch. So I'm going to stick with Smart Switch because it is Samsung's own program. I'm going to delete this software